Is being recorded. Welcome, everybody, to the series Growing My Business to $1 Million. This is episode 43. I am your host. My name is Maj. And on this channel, I share with you the benefits of focusing on your journey and expanding yourself and sharing your story with others. On this episode series in particular of Growing My Business, I'm sharing with you guys how I'm growing this business to $1 million. By the end of each video, you'll be able to understand the in and outs as to how I've been able to do this, how I'm able to work for somebody else and then now work for myself. Most of this series has just been sharing with you the journey. Most people know that, if you've been tuning in on this journey, that it's not easy to grow a business, let alone work for yourself as a self-employed individual, all the way to an entrepreneur that has multiple employees. We're going to put this thing in motion because I have a job that I have to get to myself. But it is New Year's, a new year, 2026. Happy New Year's, everybody. What are your guys' resolutions? Please drop them below. I would love to hear what y'all got going in regards of improving yourself and your situation. I've never really kind of been the person. Toward Orchard Parkway. Yeah, you got the GPS in the background, so just letting y'all know. I've never been the type to want to be a New Year's resolution type person, but I've noticed that okay, I'm gonna turn this thing off. This thing, it just be doing the most. Like, I know where I am generally, and when I'm in the city, I'll turn it back on. But I know it's important to be mindful of a schedule and those type of things, especially if you're in business. But on an esoteric level and kind of looking out from a bird's eye view, time doesn't exist. And I don't mean to be woo-woo or anything like that, but how I really want to tie this in is just to understand, just so you guys could understand, is that time doesn't exist at the level that you think it does. Of course, if you need something to get done by a deadline on Friday, yeah, get that done. But if you're over here thinking like, hey, this is the goal that I desire, but I'm going to put it off until I feel right, that's some bullshit. The gap that you take from the thought to the time where that action needs to be taken and manifested, that in between those two, that's where you're going to notice the most growth and the most reward in a moment overall, right? So whenever I thought about from the beginning of, hey, I want to actually work for myself, I took it and put it into action by writing it down. It didn't take me, you know, an immediate time. Like, it did take me a little bit of time to really get to that point to write it down, because it's human nature to procrastinate. And as the faster that we're able to learn about our nature and how we are as humans, and then use that to our benefit, the better. So, you know, I kind of just dive into it and dove into it and let y'all know like where I'm at in that sense of, hey, psychologically, we got to get our mind right if we're wanting to be able to work for ourselves, okay? This new year, looking to hit $1 million. Last year, just shy of a little over a quarter million in revenue. So, you know, I'm extremely grateful and blessed to be able to say that. The huge changes that I'm going to be making for this new year is a lot towards where my marketing efforts go, and a lot more towards where I'm able to develop longer term relationships, right? Getting things that are reoccurring and not just transactional. I love doing residential clients for my business, and I sell service, right? I have a cleaning company, cleaning companies, and we sell service. The services that we offer are a multitude of things in one industry, company rather. The other one's more niche in power washing. So been taking off. It's been really lucrative in itself. That one's bringing in almost $500,000 in revenue. And where I'm at right now with the cleaning company that offers carpet cleaning, window cleaning, those are our mains. And then house cleaning we added on last year. It's crazy to say that now that we're in 2026, but yeah, we added that on last year. We're on course this year. We're gonna hit $1 million. You know, I'm just putting it out there. We're hitting $1 million. That's the goal. nothing is falling in between that. In the past, before that, in 2023, if you guys watched my channel and followed me then, I was doing real estate investing. I got into doing real estate wholesale. Um, Kind of to take you a jog through memory lane, was back in 2019. I already was doing carpet cleaning, and I realized that, hey, I am making pretty good money doing carpet cleaning. Let me add on to something that's reoccurring. So I got into real estate, and that's where I acquired my first Airbnb, short-term rentals. I learned, I read this book. I forget what it was called. I think it was called Paid by Your Pad or something like that. Let me make sure I'm going the right direction. Get Paid by Your Pad. So I learned that on top of YouTube and got into Airbnb, was making about anywhere from $1,000 net per month on that at the beginning, the first 3-6 months. And then it started increasing from there to $2,000 to $3,000. And it was crazy. It was a really mind-shifting point that I was at. And I was like, hey, I'm chilling, I'm doing good, I'm paying out my debts. And one of the worst things that happened at that point was that I decided to get comfortable and I did not pursue it further. If I was able to visit that time and hopped in a time machine and talked to my past self, I would have said, hey, keep doubling down, don't let off the gas. But I let off the gas, ended up losing that property while I was still doing my cleaning company, right? And I felt empty. I lost my cash flow machine. I lost my property, in that sense. And if you guys want me to expand a little bit, hey, I appreciate the love. Thank you. Please like, share, subscribe, of course, all that good stuff. If you guys want me to dive into that real estate journey, I will. But at that time, I realized, like, hey, I need to get another property. And this is where I went wrong. I started to learn about real estate, and me at that time, I was a shiny coiner. For those that don't know what a shiny coiner is, it's someone that hops from one thing to another, to another, to another, to another, and they don't really stick with one thing and allow it time to grow. Especially if it's something that's really cool and it piques my interest, like real estate or earning cash flow passively. I feel like passively is such a trendy thing to say. There's no such thing as passive yet. AI's kind of changing that a little bit, but even still, it takes a lot to learn how to use it. So I would take away the term passive up front. But I digress. I learned real estate, and my goal was to learn how to buy a property with no money or low money down. And I figured that out, bought a property, but it wasn't a property that we could Airbnb. So I ended up wholesaling it. I don't want to go too deep into the real estate side of it because it's learning creative financing and all of that. I have videos on that if you guys want to check out how I bought a property without any of my own money, $0. You can check that out. But here's where I went wrong in the journey in itself. And this is something I want to highlight for you guys watching if you're thinking about going into business for yourself. Once you find something that's bringing in income and it's feeding yourself and it's also feeding your family, and you don't mind doing it, right? You're probably working 20 hours, 40 hours, if you're really into it, 60 plus hours a week. Just double down on that thing. Don't be like me and find something completely new and think that it's because it's sexy, you want to do it, right? Don't be that guy. The thing that's really going to build wealth for us as individuals and for our families is going to be the thing that is repetitive. You can compound it, and it draws the right attention. I'll say that. It draws the right attention for the person that you are adding value to. What do I mean by that? I'll bring it back full circle to what I was doing with a cleaning company. Cleaning company is not sexy. Most people need it. Whether they have their dog shit on the floor or pee, cat pee, whatever, they're going to call me up and I'm going to head out there and I'm going to be able to charge them a premium because I am a pro and I know what I've done it for years. I learned this thing overnight as to how to remove that pet shit or pet pee, but it's done. I'm able to get it done. Same thing with windows. Windows are a little bit, it's kind of a specialty, I would say, but not as specialty as carpet cleaning, and definitely not as specialty as power washing. But the more specialized you get in a field, the more that you can charge. And that goes for anything. That goes for sales as well, right? Because if we're able to know what we have to offer and present that to somebody else, definitely charge what you're worth. At the beginning, when I first started, in general, I didn't know what right. I was like, oh, okay, I've earned the most that I've earned or could have desired to earn is $20 an hour, $25 an hour. And where did that get me? It still got me to the point where I was just working for the man, working for the boss or whoever. And if you're like me and you don't like people breathing down your throat, please let me know, because this journey is for you. If you don't like other people looking over your shoulder, micromanaging you, telling you what to do in and out, I'm going to share with you how you can become your own boss, be able to call the shots. And now I'm at the point in my journey where I want to be able to share this journey with you guys as to how to do that, how to put yourself in the right mindset where you can connect with people on a human level and legitimately be who you are and offer value, right? I think the most important thing that we have on this planet is our time. And if you have a family like I do, it's definitely going to be time spent with your family. Before, I was just time spent traveling, learning. I am a huge advocate of philosophy and martial arts and athletic and sports and self-development. So I've really been diving into that when I first was able to get myself out of debt. And going into business for yourself is one of the best things that I think that you can do, especially if you just want to live life on your terms. Of course you have customers, but whatever, but at the end of the day, it's always a relationship that you have with another individual that's going to cause you to give from a place of true intention, where it's from love, and it's not like, hey, I need to make money, or I need to make rent, or I need to do this, It's not something that's coming from external, it's coming from something that's internal to self. So that's what I truly love about this, and I really want to share with other people how to do this, because I'm living in Denver, Colorado. It's one of the most expensive places that you can live in the U.S., hell, in the world. I mean, obviously there's other more expensive places, but I'm fortunate, I'm extremely grateful to be able to provide for myself and my family and be able to be here and also travel whenever I want to. And I really think that other people deserve to know this stuff as to how you can work for yourself. AI is going to be a thing. Hell, you can use AI to help you create your own businesses, and that's what I want to share with you guys here. Please like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. Let me know what you want to hear more of. When you're viewing my channel, I dive into a lot of philosophy, mindset type of things, but also the things that turn and transmute the things from the mind into our hands so that we can hold it in our hands. Because if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. And that's what I want to leave y'all there with. Is really dive into your mindset for 2026. Where are you projecting yourself to be? Where do you aspire to be? Do you see it already happening in your mind's eye? If you don't, question why, and really dive in multiple layers as to why you think it's not possible. But then when you're done with that, dive into more layers as to why it is possible, right? I think it's easy to just find out why something is impossible, but it's even harder to find out why something is for some people, right? So really truly sit with that for yourself. That's what I want to leave you here with. What do you want to do? What do you see yourself doing in December of 2026? 12 months away from where we are right now. Where do you see yourself being? Visualize it, sit with yourself. I'm going to do this exercise for myself too, because it's easy to fall back. Again, I'm not the type of person to do New Year's resolutions, but when it comes down to this 3D reality that we live in, and knowing that a lot of people are just sheep when it comes down to following the trends, such as believing in a time, I don't know what happened there. Anyways, so my phone just decided to turn off randomly. What I was talking about at the beginning of the video is, don't think about time as if you have to do something, like you have to accomplish your goal today. Like all the things today, it doesn't happen overnight. It just happens in the moment, and that's what I mean by time doesn't exist. But still set that goal. Like it's if you're familiar with what is this? Zen or Buddhism type of philosophy or Taoism, you understand the things that some things make sense, some other things don't make sense, right? So that's what I'm trying to get across to you guys is that time does exist, but it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in the moment. Live in the moment, and that thing that you're putting off that you know will benefit you, just do it. And then also zoom out and know that time really does exist, and you really it is important, and it's life or death, because you only get one life. So both ends of the spectrum is what I'm trying to say are true. Find out what story you have to tell yourself in order to make your story come true. And I'll leave it with that. Guys, I'm about to pull up to this house. Please like, share, subscribe. Boy Mosh tuning out.